Hi, everyone, and thank you for taking the time to tune in with us. We have tonight the one and only Ashlie Abrahams. I know you need to leave early tonight, Ashley. So poke us if we forget
We'll talk
for any
fast.
reason.
No problem. No problem.
This is episode 22 of the Game Changers. We're having so much fun getting to know everybody. The community is making a change, and we are getting to know every single one of them. And we are so happy about that. They are saying stuff on air that no one is hearing about. So we are really excited to hear. Wendy and I are really blessed, and the Game Changers are more than a show for us right now. It's become a family. Thank you, Evan, Iggy, and JC, and TSA crew for giving us this platform to connect with wonderful individuals through the community. We are learning so much about the personalities of each one of our hosts. We host. They are taking us to their home and sharing with us their personal experiences with fantasy football and life itself. Wendy, I know you have something to say, so go ahead, please.
I always have something to say, don't I? I never shut up. I know it. That's
Definitely.
okay.
Why not?
Thank you. Thank you. I kind of want to talk about a little bit about mental health awareness real quick. I've got something written down. I kind of want to read it. I want to go through it. But, I'm usually a pretty positive and upbeat person mixed in with a little bit of smart assiness. I'm not going to lie. I know. But, y'all, I'm on the struggle bus as of lately. Okay. I've had a few really bad days lately. Um, Social media has the highest of the highs and the lowest of the lows. And it's not all just about that, but sometimes you really do need a break. Um, we all have our struggles. We should be supporting each other and lifting each other up when we see it. My TSA family has been so great. The friends in the chat, I mean, just they come here every week and support us. All the women in the women of fantasy football chat, the unwind, you put something in there and they notice. They notice. I had put something in there. And I didn't even realize that I said it because I was like, how did you even know about this? When someone reached out to me and they're like, you put it in the chat. And I'm like, I did? I mean, I didn't even remember doing that. But I love everybody there. But there are two people that have been my go-to sisters, and that's my girl right here, Carla. Okay. And my other rock is Kelly Singh. Both of them reached out to me today after noticing, and Carla reaches out all the time, but especially today, noticed me being a little bit out of sorts. I needed them more than they even knew, more than I knew.
We
So
love that.
anyways, I've been crying for like 3 days straight. Like I can't control it. It just happens. And that's not me, I'm not a big crier, but it's just like I start thinking about things and just the different crazy things that are on social media. Sometimes people are really mean, you guys. Sometimes they're really mean on social media. But you know what? Most of the time they're not. I've seen a lot of ugliness and stuff like that. But basically, I had an untimely death in my family. Just like one thing after the other was happening, and I was getting really down. So, I just want to say that I appreciate everyone here. And on my way home tonight, there's two songs I can't listen to. I know I can't listen to these songs because I cry, and one of them is In Color by Jamie Johnson, and the other one is You're Gonna Miss This by Trace Atkins. So you know what? And I'm not a big country person either. I don't listen to that stuff. But those two songs just make me bawl. So you know what? I listened to both of them on the way home. And I just bawled all the way home. And you know what? It felt pretty fucking good, to kind of get it out. My point is, let's not worry about how many followers you have and if somebody blocked you. I get so upset when people do that. Like, why are they blocking me? What did I do or say? You almost take it personally. You do take it personally. But anyways, any other negative thoughts, we should all be there for each other and support. So DMs are always open. Appreciate everybody. Let's make this a great show. And Carla, let's introduce our guest here.
We love you, Wendy. Thank you for saying that. We love
Thank
you
you.
so much. And Greg, we love you too, Greg. Thank you. Ashlie, the first time we saw each other, it was via Zoom at
Yes.
one of Rachel's fun events, Women of Fantasy Football. Then things happened on social media, and I was like, we must get her on board. And I asked you to come over on January 30th, but for some reason we were booked. And then I reached out for another date, and for I was really surprised when I asked you if it was fine with you, and you said, "Oh my God, just remind me the week before," and you were laughing about it.
Hmm.
Um, I just want to tell you that we are similar in that. I tell Wendy all the time, just remind me the week before, so we're
Yeah,
good
just
with it.
remind me. I'm gonna forget it if you do. If you don't, but if you remind me, I'll be like, oh yeah, I did sign up for that. Yeah, yeah, totally
I
down.
always do. I always do. So I know that you are a student, a writer, a die-hard Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan, and you enjoy watching anime and playing video games. So much more to know about you through this, game changers. We cannot wait to know more. How are you tonight, Ashlie? And welcome to our show.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing good. Survived work. I mean, can't complain. Thank you guys so much for having me on. It's truly a pleasure. Getting to know you guys more and being interviewed by lovely ladies who have big shoes in the fantasy football world. So it's truly an honor to be here, and I definitely appreciate you guys so much.
Oh, that's so nice of you to say. Because I mean, I think you're a rock star, man. I look at your stuff. You know what you're doing, man. You know what you're doing, and
Thank you, thank
I
you.
see you reaching out. You're getting into the IDP stuff, and I'm just like, but I have to start. I have to start it off, okay? Because this is what I do. Mike Evans. Okay, first of all, I want to marry Mike Evans. Okay, I want to marry Mike Evans. Okay, but I'd have to move to another state to do that because you got if you got to have two husbands, you got to go to another state. So
Then you're just
I
a
don't know if
Mormon. It's fine.
but so what is going on? I'm watching your stuff with Mike Evans. Did they not do anything with him?
So, from what I've been told, and from the few people that I do speak with, who have any kind of insight, right now it is kind of just a cat and mouse game, with the contracts and saying certain things online to promote, some leverage, and it's kind of just a back and forth right now. I mean, they are still having talks. Baker Mayfield and Mike at the end of the season were like, we want to be back together next year. We want to build on what we have. So if you had to make an answer to you and tell you if he's gonna be back next season, I personally can't see him playing in any other uniform. I think it is
But
just a
that's because
leveraging
you're a Bucks
standpoint,
fan
but
too, right?
well, it's that, and like you've been somewhere for a decade, you've had so much success, and now you come off your best year of your career for the first time, in since what 2016. You have your best statistical season. You're tied for the league in touchdowns for a receiver. I mean, and you have that quarterback come back. I mean, it only makes sense to continue that, but it's just one of those things that when you're ingrained and you have roots down somewhere, it's hard to leave.
Well, we will take him. First of all, I'm a Miami Dolphins fan, so we will take him in Miami any day of the week, okay? And then I also follow the Bears because I'm close to Chicago, and I would love to see Mike Evans in Chicago because I could drive there. It's like an hour away.
See,
Oh my God.
if we're talking landing spots, if I had to know off like in my heart that he's not coming back, two spots I would love to see him is with the Texans because he's from Galveston, so that's his hometown, and he has a great young quarterback in Stroud, and D'Amico Ryan has really put one on last season, so that'd be fun, and I'd love to see him with Lamar too in Baltimore. I mean, I want him in Tampa above anything else, but if you told me tomorrow like he's not coming back, those are the only two places I'd be okay with. I feel
Well, I'm not okay with either of those, so.
I'm not okay with it either, but reality is reality. We'll never know.
All right. Well, we're
Hopefully,
not here just to talk about football. We're here to get to know you. So thank you again for coming on tonight.
yeah,
I saw
absolutely.
something. I saw something that Greg posted. JC, can we see that again, please? I didn't read the whole thing. Now I'm in trouble. My oldest
Oh.
just redheaded my instructor professor. I'm done for me. I'm gonna say it again. We love you, Greg.
I know, Greg, you're right.
Oh my god.
So, Ashley, tell us your story. Like, how did you get started with fantasy football?
Man, it's kind of crazy. I mean, I started with fantasy football from my family. I mean, I've been playing since I was like 8, 10, maybe. I mean,
Wow.
just in like family leagues and nothing crazy, but like whenever we'd come over to the house for the draft, and we'd have a big draft party, and I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, I know who this person is. I'm just gonna draft them, and then it kind of got into like, well, now I'm learning all these players from playing fantasy football. Now I understand it better, and now I'm like having fun, and it's like, wow, this is something that I could like really do year in year out. And then you started getting into more serious leagues where you can win rings and trophies and belts. Even now it's crazy, and it's so much fun to get to know people throughout the season who play fantasy football, who come from different backgrounds, different teams, different countries. I mean, it's truly a game growing experience. Fantasy football, I feel like it's more about the connections you make than the actual game itself.
That's
I
awesome.
totally agree, and we got to get Carla on board. She has not played yet, so
Carla, what are you waiting for?
Nope, not yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
No, I love watching you ladies. I'm the one, the red-headed Zumba girl on the side, talking football but not being into the football fantasy yet. So
so
tell me, you're into the journalism, and I read that you are a sports journalism. How can you connect your journalism with your fantasy football? How did you connect both of these together?
So I wanted to be a sports writer not until after college. I actually started um my what I was gonna do when I graduated high school was to be a veterinarian, and then I was like, I don't know if I could
Oh,
deal with dying animals. And then
oh,
I took my first semester of college. I didn't take it seriously because I was 18. I just wanted to party and what 18-year-olds want to do. And
I
then
know.
I got accepted into EMT school. So after one semester of college, I went to EMT school. I graduated and passed my national exam, and then I was at EMT for 6 years. And then I was like, man, my body's beat up. I'm getting burnt out. COVID happened, and I'm like, I want to do something that I love. And what I kept coming back to is like, I really love football. Like, it's something that means so much more than a game to me. So to be able to like, watch it, and then I would have all these thoughts. I'm like, man, this really happened, but what if they did this? And I was starting to tweet more about it, and I was like, getting some traction. And I was like, this is so much easier if I just wrote about it instead of having 8 million tweets out. Like, what if I just tried it? And I mean, the response I got was incredible. I mean, people that were like, wow, yeah, like you're really young, but you know what you're talking about. And when people would try and check me and be like, well, what do you know about that? I was able to be like, no, I understand it. This happened, this, and this happened. And it kind of snowballed after that into something so much bigger than I could have ever imagined.
you have a
Did you
pretty
ever
good
cover?
following.
Huh?
You have a good following.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because I didn't post anything sports related until, or at least Bucks football related, until like 2017, 2018. And I just got more consistent and just yelling into the void of Twitter, and people started finding my account, and I would converse with them, and I would quote tweet things, and put out like stats after games and images and memes or pictures or graphics, and it just kind of blew up. And I would have never imagined that 6,000 people want to hear what I have to say at all. Never.
That's so great.
It is. Did you ever cover like sports events, or you just saw them on TV?
I personally never have covered a sports event. Like, I've never been somewhere and been credentialed, but I mean, I've interviewed athletes. I've interviewed UFC fighters. I've interviewed NFL players. I've interviewed women's basketball. So I've dabbled in it, but nothing to where I've been like, holy moly, like I'm actually here for like credentialing media reasons. It's a goal of mine, absolutely,
Oh
but it's
yeah.
not there yet.
So is that what
That's
you're doing full time now? Is writing?
No, I still work a normal 9 to 5 job. And now I've been brought on to IDP where I'm writing and with them. I haven't started writing with them yet. I'm actually working on my first article with one of the editors. We're doing a combo article together that we kind of spoke about just off rip. So I'm starting to get into that, but no, not yet. That would be the dream to do this full time. If I could wake up every day and talk about football, I think I'd be in heaven. I wouldn't believe it. But it's definitely a goal of mine. But I've had I've had writing gigs and I wrote for certain medias and stuff like that. But I just haven't gotten that real true chance yet. So I'm hoping with more experience and getting my name out there even more and having like a goal of like getting more exposure and so on and so forth. That I can get there one day. That's the goal.
So the IDP that you're going to be writing for who?
IDP guys, they are a media brand that focuses more intently on defensive players. But they also do offenses and ratings, rankings, pretty much everything.
So is IDP something new for you? Have you played it before?
I've played IDP, but
I
as
have
far
not.
as
I'm scared.
IDP is a lot of fun. I love defensive men. I love those big guys on the defensive line. So for me, this is a dream come true. Um, I love linebackers and corners, and being able to dominate a football team from the other side of the ball is such a great feeling because that's how you win championships. I'm old school like that. I think defenses win championships. So to have a great defense is something you have to have on a great team. So it's kind of how that love for that started. I was like, wow, yeah, these guys are the ones that really changed the game.
That's amazing to hear. What tell me something. When was the last time you were surprised or shocked about something that happened in your life, Ashlie?
Yesterday, um, I worked for the company I work for now for 3 years, and I finally got a raise, and I was like,
Hey,
I
nice.
was like, hey,
Congratulations.
I was like, hey.
That's always a good thing. Making more money.
I I mean that's like the most recent thing, like that, and like the fact that I'm passing my Spanish class without tanking it.
So
Come
how
on.
many days a
Your
week are you
language
going to
should be
school?
good.
Yeah.
Huh?
How many days are you going to school? Or how
Well,
many
I do
classes?
online school. So I
Okay.
work on it pretty much every day, a little bit here and there. I take either 2 to 3 classes just because I take credits that are like 6 or 7 credits each. So
Yeah.
they are longer classes. They are harder classes, but I also take accelerated classes. So each semester is only 8 weeks. So like next
Yeah.
week I have finals already, and then I have a week off, and then I start the March to May semester, and then I can choose to either do summer classes or not, and then I'll have off until August.
I did that for my master's. It was
Yeah,
accelerated, so it was
it's
like
I love it. I love the
better.
accelerated classes. It's definitely hard to keep track of at times,
How do
but
you
I agree.
find the time to do accelerated classes?
It's
Wow.
I don't
crazy,
sleep. I
Lindsay.
really don't sleep a lot.
Yes. I didn't sleep. With 3 kids, I didn't sleep. I was studying after midnight. I would finish everything after midnight. It was insane.
I
But I had it
multitask a
in my
lot.
mind to finish. Yeah. I
Yeah,
wanted
that's
to finish
incredible
that.
that you were able to do that. I hope to, maybe one day get a master's in something, but I'm actually just now getting my AA because I was, being a full-time EMT at that time. So I've
Yeah.
just started my journey back to school last August. So now I'm
And
in
that's
my
fine.
third or fourth semester.
That's amazing. You go, girl. You're doing a great job. You're
It's
doing it for
hard. It's
you.
tough.
You're doing
It's
it for
tough.
And you
you.
know what? We're
Listen.
along for the ride. We love
Yeah.
watching this for you. That's so great.
Thank
I'm
you.
doing my teaching certificate right now, and I'm telling you, I'm cuckoo right now, but it's gonna happen, It's gonna happen. It's a long ride, but you will be there. You will be
I
there.
hope so.
You
I
will do.
hope so.
Yeah.
I'm done at some point.
Well, as long as we're talking about writing, your writing, I kind of I know the people want to know. Okay, Ashlie,
Yeah.
you're the one woman that was included in the, I'm going to call it the Des Bryant scandal.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So how did that even happen? Like you just reached out to them and said, hey, I'd love to do the Tampa Bay Buccaneers stuff. And then how did that, what happened there?
Yeah, so I knew Luke through a dynasty league he was running that same year. He had a 32-man dynasty league, and I was like, hell yeah! Like I never even done dynasty, but I'm down, whatever. So we did the dynasty, and then I saw his post, and I was like, hey, like I know we only know each other through dynasty and like our tweets every now and then. Like I've seen him on the timeline, he's seen me in the timeline. It just gets around, and I was like, hey, like I'd love to submit my application. Like just let me know where you need to send, and then he's like, yeah, we have a couple people for the Bucks gig, but I'll get back to you. And then I found out I got the position, and I was like, wow, like that was like my first real big, break in with, what was told at the time was, to have that inside with an ex NFL player and, having a group of people who are committed to getting the job done and having, a background team behind us and having 31 other different individuals. It was like, wow, like this is
Yeah,
like a
super
real shot.
exciting,
Yeah.
right?
hmm
So then when did it go bad?
Yeah.
So it's Christmas week, and I get a couple DMs from people that because I posted online that I got accepted, and I wanted to share it with people that have been asking about it. And I was like, hey, I got the position. And then they DM me. They're like, hey, like, did you see what Des said? And I was like, no, like I have family over. What do you mean? And it was just some really crazy derogatory things towards women and like I don't tell you to wear a skirt and I don't like talking football with certain women. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. So I DM'd Luke and I was like, hey, this is a really bad look. Like, what is going on? And he goes, I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to talk to him. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna take a step back because I was Christmas week and I'm, getting stuff done, wrapping presents, finishing finals. Like I have a million things going on. So I finally get back to my phone and it's just piling more and more and more. And I'm like, listen, I post on our group chat. I'm like, listen, I'm gonna step away, make some decisions because it's not something that I can sit with personally right now and tell you that I'm happy about. I'm pretty disgusted and I need time to just think about what's gonna happen if I want to stay. And they're like, take all the time you need. Like we're here for you. We respect your decision. And Des had posted in the chat. He's like, hey, listen, I didn't mean to upset you. I didn't mean to like come off a certain way for women. If you're upset, I'm sorry. I'd love to talk to you. And I put back in the chat like, hey, Des, I appreciate that. Let me know whenever you're ready. We can have a discussion. And that was it. And I messaged Luke and was like, hey, I'm going to put a statement out because my DMs are blowing up. People being like, well, how do you feel about this? You're the only woman. Why aren't you saying anything? Like,
Yeah.
and it's Christmas. It's like Christmas Eve. And I'm like, I have to say something. You know what I mean? Like, I'm having people blow up my phone through calls, texts, DMs, like, just the whole 9 yards. So all I put out was that, like, hey, I'm stepping away. I acknowledge what was said. I'm not happy about it. But Des has reached out and said he wanted to talk with me. And I tagged him just to try and take the pressure off him too, because like people were just dragging him through the mud. So I personally thought, that like, hey, me tagging him and letting him know that like, hey, I have your back through this. You reached out, you want to have a discussion, we should be good. And I sent it to Luke first and I was like, hey, is this good? I'm gonna put a statement out, like, just to kind of like take things off me, take things off him, and we'll get back to it after Christmas. You know what I mean? Because no one wants to argue over Christmas.
Right. Yeah, for
And
sure.
after I tagged him and put the statement out, he blocked me. And I was like,
Wow.
okay. So I messaged Luke. I'm like, yo, like, what's going on? Like, I told you I was going to tag him. He told me once I have a discussion, and I'm blocked. And he goes, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And I was like, okay, well, listen, it's Christmas Eve. I'm going to be with my family tomorrow. I will give you till Tuesday, that Monday after. So Sunday was Christmas, the day after Christmas, and then that Tuesday, if I don't hear anything, I'm out. So I kept messaging Luke. I'm like, hey, like, what's going on? Can you tell me anything? Can you tell me anything? He goes, I haven't been able to reach him. I don't know what's going on, but it looks like this might be the end of your time at High Point. And I was like, okay, this is insane. So I give it till that time. I'm like, hey, listen, if I don't hear anything by the end of my workday today, I'm posting something and I'm out. And he's like, I respect your decision, and Luke was, Luke did try his best. Nothing against Luke. I don't think Luke's a bad guy or anything, but it was just him being put in the middle between me and, me and Des, because I don't have contacts like that with Des. He does. So that's the only reason why he was involved. And it's nothing against Luke at all. I want to make that, abundantly clear. I have nothing against Luke. I think he's a great kid. Just kind of put in a bad situation. So, when that all happened, I posted that I was leaving, and Twitter went crazy. I don't think I've had any kind of interactions like that in forever. I mean, I just expected like the known people that I talked to on Twitter to be like, I respect your decision, and it blew up into so much bigger than I could have ever imagined.
So you know what? It was really a learning experience for you, and you turned it into something positive, and that's what I admired about it. You had couth, you were, respectful. I never saw you post anything negative. It was always something very positive, and just the truth. And we appreciate you talking about it, because I didn't know some of the stuff that you said, and I personally, I don't know Luke. We follow each other, and I do think he was kind of in the middle. So. But yeah, it was just an ugly thing. But like I said, what I think is cool is you turned it into something positive, and I guarantee you that people reached out to you saying, "Hey, you want to come and write for us?"
Yeah, I mean, obviously I was upset, and part of me did want to say some stuff. But at the end of the day, like, I'm a 27-year-old woman. I'm a grown adult. Arguing on Twitter is not what I want to do, and that's not how I want to present myself. That's not how I want people to see me as a future professional in the profession, like in the sports world. Like, I have to realize that if I want to be taken seriously, I have to act like it. So I just try to be as blunt and as honest and transparent as possible with everything. And people, like you said, they did reach out to me. I had about, I think in total, like 175 DMs from people just saying like, I'm sorry, like, are you okay? Do you want to talk about it? Are you looking for a position to write? And it was crazy. It took me like 5 days to get back to everybody. 5 days. And I was like, I mean, it was truly just overwhelming, and, in the best way possible. Like,
it is
to go from like the only woman to being like having all this support after something like that happens is just, I cried. I really cried. It was crazy.
But you took it gracefully. That's why people reach out this way, Ashlie, too. Because some people take, social media to attack others. And you spoke, your truth, and you took it gracefully, and you did not attack. You just said it happened what it happened, and we're done. And that was it. And I applaud you for that, because not everyone take it this way. And thank you for sharing, the story in, and a really graceful matter. We appreciate that. Thank you so much.
And I wish everyone the best. Like I said, I have no ill will towards anybody. Des, Luke, High Point, like, that's just not who I am. I wish you all the best, but I just don't want to be associated with that. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, that's all it is. No love lost towards me, in my mind.
Yep.
Good for you. Yeah. That's amazing. So what superstitions do you have, Ashlie, after all of this?
Superstitions? Do you mean like for game day or just in general?
Game days, anything that you want to share.
I have a really weird ritual for game days. So
see, here it's coming out. The weird stuff is coming out. We knew we'd get it out of you.
So my tradition for game days, I wake up at 9:30, unless I've had a really rough Saturday. I get up, I turn on the pre-games, and then, I'll make breakfast or have coffee or just, whatever. At 10 a.m., I get my laptop, I set all my fantasy lineups. Preemptively, because, everything comes out at 12:30, so I set everything I want preemptively at 10 o'clock. I watch the rest of the pregame shows at 12:30. Get the gear on. Gotta have, and it's you have to have a t-shirt, shorts or pants, and then jersey on top. And then if I have a necklace, put that over top again. And then
so that never changes. That's the same thing every week.
Some people call it superstition. Some people call it OCD. That's something new. And then I had my friend give me a Bucks candle. I don't have it anymore because it ran out. But I attribute it to us winning the Super Bowl in 2021 or 2020 because it was a little white TJ Maxx candle that said Tampa Bay Bucks on it. and it just smelled like vanilla and coconut, and I lit it every single game that season. And every
It
single
was the
playoff
good
game,
luck candle.
it had to be 30 minutes before the game started, and we won every game.
That's awesome, Ashley. I
It's
love
kind of
it.
crazy, kind of OCD, but it worked.
Yeah, hey, you were
Listen,
good
did
luck.
you watch the movie? What is it? For Brady.
Oh, the
Oh,
80 for
yeah.
80,
Brady.
80 for
I actually
Brady.
didn't watch that. I
Did you?
probably should though.
I haven't either. And I'm
They
I'm
have
Mrs.
different
Tom Brady.
episodes.
That's my name in all of my football leagues, and
I
I haven't
think
even watched the movie.
I think we
You
should get
have to.
Rachel to give us like a screening night of 80 for Brady.
There you
You should
go. That'll work.
watch it. They have something like that, so they do stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You should watch it. You will love it.
Hmm.
Well, and here's another thing that I'm wondering. How do you find the time? I was reading in your bio and explain to me, what is anime? I don't know. I don't
Oh
understand. I'm
man,
old.
what
I
is
watch it.
anime? How do I explain myself? Okay, let me give you the quick breakdown and then I'll kind of explain. So anime is kind of like Japanese cartoons.
Okay.
Um, but they have like a different like I don't. They're mostly like adventure cartoons.
Do you watch
For
Dragon
the
Ball
most
Z
part.
Kai or something else?
Oh man, oh man! I've watched Dragon Ball Z. I've watched Demon Slayer. I've watched Death Note. I've
I
watched
love it.
everything. I mean, you could give me a list and I could probably check off 75% of it. It's just something that my brother actually introduced me to when I graduated high school. Because I was like, "You're watching this stupid cartoon again? Like, you're a grown man, Joel. Wake up!" But no, he's like, "Watch this. Tell me how you feel." And I watched it, and just the storytelling, the
Yes.
the cinematography, the images, the scenery is beautiful. I mean,
Beautiful.
you
I
have so
agree.
many different genres of anime. I mean, you can watch scary things, you can watch like typical high school life, or like a love marriage, or like anything you can think of in a movie. You
It's
can
going to
watch
be
an
anime.
anime. You can watch a
Yeah.
series about it.
So do they have like conventions for like anime conventions or anything like that?
Oh yeah. Oh
They
Have you
yeah.
do.
ever gone?
No. How do I say this? I don't like people a whole lot. I don't like being in big crowds. It just is something that I don't know. I don't. It just kind of freaks me out. And notoriously, when you hear of anime people, or like they're like, oh, they're nerds and they don't smell good, and like it's kind of true. So I just those conventions are just not for me. No hate to anyone who goes to them. If I had any kind of courage, I would go, but I just don't.
That's fair enough.
Oh my god, I can't with you, Ashley. I still till today, I still watch the Dragon Ball Z Kai. I can't. I love it.
I mean, listen, Wendy, if y'all want a list of
You have to.
animes that you could watch, any kind of subject, you let me know. I will find them for you personally.
You're going to hook me up with
Yes,
the anime, huh?
yes.
I will hook you up. I promise you I will. And I'll find at least one that you love.
So
I have
talking
no
about
doubt.
anime, talking
Huh?
about anime, what three superpowers, if you have, you would like to have?
Ooh, that's a great question. I don't know. Um,
Samurai shampoo.
Samurai
Jason.
Champloo is a great anime. You're right. Yes, very good. If I had one superpower, I think it would be to fly. Cause like no traffic. If I have to go get something, I don't have to be like, damn, I gotta get up and go downstairs and get in my car, wait in traffic. I can just zoop and be done with it.
Ashley, you
See,
will
look at
hit a
that.
bird or a plane or
Yeah.
something.
They gotta have some kind of school for that, right? You get your driver's license, you get
Look
your
at
flying
her.
license.
Ashley's always thinking. She's thinking. That's practical and that's a good
I've put
idea.
thought into this.
I like it.
What else? What else you would have to have?
Oh, if I get to have, I mean, I can go on forever here. Super strength, right? Super speed, invisibility, like I don't like people a whole lot, so being invisible would be so cool. If I have to go somewhere and just be like, and I get to have a
You
cloak,
could go everywhere. You
I can
could
go
go
anywhere
to
I
a
want and
music
have no one.
festival. You could go to the anime conventions because you could just be invisible.
it's not even that I don't like people. I just have very bad anxiety. So if I was invisible and people weren't looking at me all the time, oh yeah, I'm good to go.
You'd have a great time.
You're a beautiful person. Why you don't want people to look at you, Ashley?
I don't know. I'm weird.
We're
No, you're
all
beautiful.
weird. Are
So
you
you should need
kidding
people to
me?
look at you. You're awesome.
I'm weird. I'm definitely probably one of the weirdest people in the fantasy football
Who's
space.
not
Like, I know
weird? Come
this.
on. Who's not weird? We're all weird in our own way. Come on.
Oh, I don't think it's a bad thing. I just straight own it. I'm like, yeah, I'm a weirdo, but I
Yes,
know my
I own it too. I'm
She
weird
is loud and proud, let me
yours
tell
too,
you.
Ashley. Come on.
I'm a weirdo, but like I will tell you whatever you want to know about some sports, man. Sit me down for two
Yep.
hours. We can have a whole discussion.
Yes.
Oh, not to mention, I think you're into video games. I see you posting stuff all the
Yes.
time. What, like Twitch, and what is?
Oh yeah.
Whoa, what? What is it?
So okay, so Twitch is a streaming platform, kind of like YouTube, where I can get on my Xbox and they have a streaming section. You can go stream now, and I can take the game that I'm playing, and it goes and streams it, broadcast live like YouTube would, but on a
Yeah.
platform called Twitch. So while I'm sitting at home playing my Xbox and have a mic on, like through like a party chat or just game chat, they can hear and see what I'm playing.
On
So
Twitch.
yeah, so and I'm also gonna do something I think maybe tomorrow or Thursday, depending. I'm gonna try something new where I had posted something about Lad McConkey, like his NFL comp, but you can't say Cooper Cup because everyone wants to say Cooper Cup. So I was like, listen, give me your NFL comp and I'll talk about it tomorrow on stream. So I'm gonna pull up all the answers that I had and just go over them and watch some game film on YouTube. And like that's another way that I can not only connect with people on the football spectrum, but also like get people to come on to Twitch where I stream games or stream more content. And it's just another avenue for me to kind of not only improve my knowledge base, but also, put myself out there in a different platform.
So if I didn't want to play the game, I could still come and watch you play.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who knew? See, I didn't know these things. Thank you, Ashley.
My kids play, so I always hear them and see them on Twitch. It's crazy. The
Yeah.
stuff that they say, Wendy, it's like sometimes your ears will be bleeding.
It's fun. I mean, I try and keep
It
it
is.
no pressure. Like, I was playing a game for the first time the other day, and a couple people were in there and were like, I just kept dying in the game, and I was like, it's just a way to like interact with people and kind of blow off steam and kind of get away from, like you said, Twitter sometimes can be a lot, and life and work and school, and it's just a place where I have my own and I can control who comes
Yeah.
and who watches it, and I can control like when I get off. No one can, it's something for me and my own that I can share with people, or I can just play with myself and have no one watch. So it's kind of like my escape from the day-to-day life, I would say.
Now, does your
Definitely.
husband play too?
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. He's playing
So
right now.
awesome.
He's playing right now in the other room.
So, does he play fantasy football too?
Yes, but he's not as into it as I am. Like, he was in a bunch of leagues, but he wasn't like me where I have 10 teams and I'm looking at them all throughout from like 9 a.m. to like midnight when all the games are over.
Wow.
I'm a compulsive checker. Like, I am bad. I'm really bad. If I don't check myself, I will be connected to my laptop every game day. Like, it's bad.
Yeah, I stopped watching scores, and I just watch Red Zone now. I'm like, watch Red Zone. I don't care. I don't look at my phone anymore to see what the scores are because they're in so many leagues. How many leagues are you in? I mean, just average. How many did you have last year?
Last year, I think I had 6 last year. The most I've ever had was 9.
Oh, you're going to have more this year, right?
I'm already in 3 dynasty leagues, and I think we want to do a dynasty league, and then I got added to another dynasty league. I think I have 4 dynasty leagues right now, and then I always try and host 2 or 3 on Twitter, just because I try and bring like not my fan base. I'm not like a famous person, but like people that I follow from the same like football group to like have them be in a space where we can continuously talk ball all year, and just have fun with it. Like I do money leagues sometimes, or I do a free league now and then, and just it's just extra fun. It's just put something on the line sometimes, or sometimes you just want to have some fun with some people that you started following, or followers you've had for a while, and you want to get their takes on certain things. And I think it's a good way to like grow your circle. So it's fun. I try and tie everything together with like community. I think that would be like one of my biggest things, is like trying to build a community in different ways.
I
Nice.
like that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I can tell you though, I'm never going to game. Okay, I'm going to come and probably watch, but yeah, I'm never going to game.
Why
Well
not,
done.
Wendy? They're so fun. There are games that you can play that aren't hard, and they're just fun.
Wait, what are you saying?
I'm just saying, because you're not an inexperienced gamer. If
No.
Wendy, when you get off tonight, or you wake up tomorrow morning and have time, I want you to look up a game called Animal Crossing, and I promise you would love it.
Are you
I find it
serious?
hard enough to believe. I promise you. I Listen. Tomorrow, I'm gonna message you at some point when I either remember this conversation or I get off work. And I'm gonna be like, Wendy, did you watch that thing I told you about? You're gonna be like, what thing, Ashlie? I'm gonna be like, Animal Crossing, and I'm gonna get your thoughts on it, because if
Where do I?
so,
Well,
we're
where
gonna
do
get.
I go to? What do you mean? Where do I go to watch this?
You can find it
Twitch.
on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Just type in Animal Crossing, and you'll see videos.
Okay. So just watch a video. That's my assignment.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That
Oh
would be good.
man.
Ashley, did you ever go to the expo?
No, I haven't, but I keep hearing about it. But I
Well,
also
What?
how
find.
about this year?
No, wait. Okay, I understand that you just are kind of new, popping into
Yeah.
the fantasy world per se with football, but you have to go this year. I don't make the
Yes.
rules. I'm sorry, you have to go.
How do I tell you that I don't like people?
It's not like that. It's not like that when you're
You
there.
like
I'm
us, don't
telling
you?
you.
So
Right.
we're gonna see
In
you.
my mind, I hear expo and it's like thousands of people in a small area.
It's not really like
No,
that.
it's not like that.
Also, I'm a poor college student.
Well, I can understand that. Been there, done that. Yeah, I can understand that.
Well, I don't know much about it either. Like, I understand it's like an expo for people that talk fantasy football, but I don't really know much about it other than that.
Well, we can
Connecting
fill
with
you
the
in on that at any time. We
yes.
have a lot of experts here. So I'm
Is
telling
it
you,
is it really fun?
It is
yes,
really
it
fun.
is a must go. And last year, I mean, I'm still just a fan. I'm not, anybody important. I'm just a fan. And
Me
I
too.
was so nervous to go last year. Literally, like my legs were shaking as I'm getting out of my car, walking up, and I hear somebody yell my name, and I look over, and it's Howard frickin' Bender, and I'm like, whoa. I'm like, Howard Bender knows. First of
I
all,
had no
Howard
idea
Bender knows
already.
my name. He knows who
We
I
did.
am.
We did.
Immediately you feel welcome. I mean, it's like you don't know what these people look like. So sometimes you got a little name badge on you. Oh, yeah, hey, because you've
Yeah.
interacted with them before. And no
Yeah.
one is off limits, okay? I don't care how big of a star you are. You're there and you're just having fun with everyone. It is a must. It's must go. I'm going this year, and I'm
Yeah.
only going. I don't even want to go, to be honest with you, because I'm going to miss a Metallica concert. It was a struggle. The struggle was real, but I'm going
I
to the second night of the Metallica concert instead. So I'm
Mhm.
missing one, but going to the other and getting to see all my friends at the expo.
I can't wait to
I'll,
see you, Wendy. I can't wait. You
it's
have to,
what
Ashley.
it's the first week of August, or second weekend of August.
It's like the 9th through the 11th. Yeah, the 9th through, it's a
Oh, you
Friday,
love me,
Saturday,
Greg.
Sunday.
You are the same.
Sunday is really the expo day. That's when all the booths are set up and you walk through and you meet all these people that run all these great platforms, and just, I mean, it's great. So that's really the expo day. The other stuff is fun. I mean, it's still part of the expo, but there's so many different drafts you can sign up for, and cornhole, and whatever. There's so much going on. You would not be bored, let me tell you
We have
that.
Zumba this year too. So
Oh
yeah.
God, her and her Zumba. Here she goes.
Zumba. Listen.
I can't do it. I'm not doing it. I know I'm
You
not.
will. You are going to. You're gonna be next to me on the stage.
Oh God,
Your hip,
no.
my hip is gonna be glued to yours, Cindy.
I'll tell you what, you better have EMT Ashley in the house if you got me up on that stage doing Zumba.
Especially with you sharing my picture.
Oh man.
You
How
should
about
You
seriously
see
how?
that?
consider.
I'll think
Yes,
about it.
it's something to consider.
It's more so like if because I think my college classes start the 10th. Because they started on 10th this last August. So it's more so like, am I in school? How much are the
Simple.
tickets to flights to
My husband got
Ohio?
it.
Can I find a place to stay in Ohio that's not $400? It's. I'll take a look at it though. I'll give you
You
that.
should. You know what? There's links when you buy your ticket. You can go through and there's links to different hotels that are giving
Yes.
a better rate because of the expo. Like Bob Long, God bless
Mhm.
Bob Long. Okay, you know he takes care of everything between him and the family.
Thank
They
you.
take care of us is what they do. So you know it's something to definitely consider. Even if it's not this year, go next year if you need to save up or
How
whatever.
much are
But
the tickets to
definitely put
go?
that on your bucket list.
Yeah.
And the
Put it
Hall
on
of
your.
Fame, you get to go. The Football Hall of Fame, man, that was like so
I think
fantastic.
this year it's not in it though, Wendy. I believe I read somewhere that
Yeah,
it's not.
well, you have
But
to pay extra to go to it,
yeah,
but it's worth it. You know, it would be
yeah, it is
definitely be
worth
worth
it.
it.
How much is the
Where
tickets
do
to
you
go
live,
to the
Ashley?
expo? Huh?
Where do you
You know
live?
what? Yeah, they have different levels. If you're
Oh,
just
okay.
going to be on, you know, a certain days or whatever, you can buy a
Oh, okay.
VI. I think it's
Gotcha.
$75 for the
75. It is
VIP, and that
75.
gets you in all 3 days. You get a little bag, you get a shirt. I mean, it is so worth it.
It's worth it for $75. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad. I was thinking like 150 plus. So
No, 75 for one person, but this is without the hotel. Um,
yeah,
Right? Yeah,
I
yeah.
gotta look at
yeah.
flights and hotels and all that. But
Where do you
I'm
live?
down.
You're Eastern time, so you're like my time.
She's
Where do you
Tampa
live?
Bay.
Yeah, I'm New York time, so all the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
Is
we
Ohio
drive.
behind us an hour?
I drive
No.
from Connecticut, so you can drive too. You can make it a drive with your husband.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. Oh, we drive like 16 hours.
That's a pretty
It's
long drive from
I don't
Tampa
know
it
about
Bay
is a,
that.
it
to
is a long
Canton.
drive,
I
so
You'd
it's
have
fine.
to what you do is you fly into Cleveland. They have all these chats for the expo. Everybody's in these big chats and everybody finds rides. Hey, I'm
Yes.
driving. I
Thank
have a
you.
car. I can fit two people. I mean, everybody, the community comes all
They
together
help each
before the
other.
expo even happens. You know, that's how
Yeah,
it
I've seen
works.
it pushed a lot lately. The expo, like a lot of people are like, "Oh, you need a ride? Oh, yeah, that's cool." And I'm just like, "Wow, like
Yes.
this is like
See?
a really big thing. Like this is kind of
It
crazy."
is. It
And I
is.
made the mistake last year. I didn't stay at DoubleTree, and that's where all my friends were, you know. And it's like,
Mhm.
but we were closer to the Hall of Fame, and that's where everything was happening the rest of the time. So I thought, well, you know, that's probably best. And my daughter was with me, and you know, she didn't go to the expo, so she needed the car. So I wanted her to be able to go do things and stuff. But you know what? I'm staying at DoubleTree this year. We already booked a room.
Is
That's
DoubleTree the move? Is
amazing.
that like the place to be?
Yes, that's the place to be. It's kind of like within walking distance of like almost everything. Like Friday night, they have a big party at this park, and it's you walk there, and yeah, you can walk to some of the bars and stuff. So yeah, definitely,
Wow,
and it's a good rate. I want to say it was like $136 a night or something. It's
Yeah.
not terrible. You get a
that's not
couple
bad.
people. No, it's really not bad. That's why I said you have to go through that link. If you have any questions, you let me know, and I'll walk you through everything.
Yeah, if you shoot me the DM or a link for everything, I'll take a
Mhm.
look at it.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely
Definitely.
down for that.
So, Ashley, what strategies do you use to ensure accuracy and fairness when writing about sports?
So it's something that I learned and kind of practice over time because when you're a fan of somebody, who's really good or someone
Yeah.
you think is the best, it's hard to not be biased. I mean, but what I try and look at, and to ensure that I'm talking about someone fairly, is if I have an opinion, in my mind, I have to have the statistical or video evidence to support it. So anytime I put any kind of statistical information or any kind of a statistical opinionated view out, I'll have something to back it up. So if I were to say I think that, for example, Mike Evans is, a future Hall of Famer, people were like, well, what did he do to get there? And I'm like, well, he's the only wide receiver to have 10,000 or 1,000 yards in the first 10 years of their career. He's broken multiple records and most touchdowns since 2014, tied with Devontae Adams. Like, I make sure and have that backup, the stats to back it up, or the information to back it up, because women lie and men lie, but numbers never lie. It's statistical proof. It's math. Math only has one answer, and so there's only so many things you can have, to say and that spit the truth out. So it's watching a lot of film. It's breaking down different profiles. I mean, I watch a lot of film. Um, between, like, even now, between now and the combine, I take time out of my day to at least watch maybe an hour or two of just prospects, people that I think would be good draft picks for my team, people I think would be good draft picks for teams above me and below me, or just to have fun and do like a quick mock draft. Because I mean, I just love the game to the point where, like, I want to be involved in as many ways as possible, but you're not gonna be taken seriously unless you can back it up. So it's
I love
really just
that.
making sure you have the information correct, because you can't just on a whim be like, I think that, who's someone random, I don't know. I think Russell Wilson is the top 3 QB next year. Based off of what? Your
You'll
feelings?
get
Like,
you'll get
no.
shredded. You'll get torn to shreds if you put that out there.
Yeah, so you have to make sure that because you're gonna, in this profession, in this field, in this space, if you can't back it up, people are going to pick at you and destroy you and tear you apart. So you have to be ready to fight back. You have to be ready to, oh, well, you think this way? This is why I still think I have the right answer. I mean, you have to be able to back it up.
I love that. I love that you said that it's not, it's women and men, lie, but math doesn't lie, because
There's
you
no
need to
gray
have
area
knowledge.
with math.
Men and yeah, there's
Mm-hmm.
no men and women. It's just, if you know what you're talking about, you know what you're talking about. It's not about men and women. It's just about what you're talking about. It's about the knowledge that you search for, and you back up your stuff with it. Thank you for saying that, Ashby. That's really, really important for people to hear.
Yeah, because I think in this space at times can get overwhelmed with just their feelings and a lot of recency bias. And even when people like to bring up statisticals, it's not only that considers something to be correct. I mean, that's why, yeah, you can see someone threw for 5,000 yards, but this and this happened to get them there. So you really have to know the game of football. You can't just be someone that only look at stats. You can't be someone that only watches film. You can't be someone that only watches highlights. Like, you have to love this. You have to love it in a way that most people don't if you want to stand out.
I agree. I agree 100%.
Well, Ashley, have you signed up for Scott Fishbowl?
I've been in the last 3 years.
Okay, good. I wanted to make sure you've got to be in that. How'd you do?
I just want let me
That
break this
much?
down for you. How did I do this year? Okay, so I had Nick Chubb, who got tore up. I had Mike Williams. I had Herbert, who kept getting hurt. I had who was the other running back I had that got hurt? Who was the other running back I had? J.K. Dobbins, and everyone has got hurt last year. The year before that, not this year, but yeah, the year prior, I was top 30 in Scott Fishbowl,
Oh,
and then I got
nice.
eliminated. Yeah, and then this year, after Chubb and Williams went down and J.K. Dobbins, I gave up. I still communicated the chat, but I was like, I'm not even gonna try. It's like
That's a
I
rough
am not
one.
ready. It was rough, but I love it. I love Scott Fish. I love what he stands for and what he does in the community, and I love.
He's so
I mean,
great. He's so great. And you know what? He's tall. That dude is
he
tall.
is
I'm
tall.
six
He
feet
is
tall, and he's
tall.
taller than me.
That man is tall. That man is. I didn't think he would be, but I saw a picture like he had posted with somebody, and I was like, oh my god, he's like 6'4", 6'5", and I'm like, holy shit.
Well, gosh, Ashlie, we had so much fun talking to you tonight. This is exactly what I needed, everybody. So thank you so much. Can
Oh,
you
look
let
at
everybody?
that.
Oh yeah,
Wait,
look at
JC
that.
is saying something. He will cover your
There you
VIP
go.
expo ticket if you
Oh
come and
man,
present the sports
Whoa.
affiliation.
I
We
will
definitely
definitely
need
think
that
about it. I do
expo.
appreciate
Sports
that. Thank you.
affiliation
That's
reaching out.
awesome. That's
Thank
awesome,
you. Thank
JC.
you. I definitely will take that into consideration, and I do appreciate even the thought to do that. So thank you.
So let everybody know where they can find you, Ashlie.
Yeah. Really, the only thing that I have right now, you can find me on Twitter. It's EMT_Ashlie, or with IDP guys. I don't really have anything. Everything else, I'm not that
That's
cool.
perfect because you know
But yeah,
what? You need to have a bunch more followers because like your stuff is amazing. So
thank
we
you.
really
I
appreciate that.
truly appreciate that. I think my
Yeah.
goal for this year is 10K by the end
All
of the year.
right.
But is
Oh,
that gonna
that's gonna
happen?
be
I don't know.
easy. That's a walk in the park. Piece of cake.
That's 4,000 people, Wendy. I'm not like you.
Oh,
Come on
whatever.
now.
Oh, you have way more than I do. Trust
I,
me. But
both of
thank you
you.
again, Ashlie. Yeah. So thank you again for the sports affiliation for giving us this wonderful platform to speak our truth and be real in what we offer and do. This has been a really great show. So thanks again, Ashlie. Tune in for our next episode of the Game Changers. You guys aren't going to believe this. Tara Victoria, I can't even believe this. Like, I can't believe this. I'm so excited. So yeah, thank you for that, Carla. I know you booked her, so that's awesome. And then
Yeah,
thank you, of
that's
course, yeah, to my best friend JC. He's back there behind the glass, making our lives easier and
Thank
and
you,
making the
JC.
show fun. So, I have a quick announcement, everyone. Starting in April, we're moving to Wednesdays. You know what? I'm not going to give you the big long
ooh.
story of why we are, but we're moving to Wednesdays, and we're going to be on at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. So we hope that works for everyone. But other than that, we will see you next week. So good night, everyone. Thank
Good night,
you.
Thank
everyone.
you.